Morning, guys. Cheers. So it's Saturday, March 15th, 2025 here in Rusty, Rhode Island. Went out yesterday and I picked up all the rest of my firewood out the front yard, folded up all my tarps, put all the blocks and chains that hold the tarps down away. The big cleanup. It was so beautiful yesterday. I didn't want to spend the whole day in the garage, so went out and worked on that. But I'm back in the garage this morning, and I'll show you what all this spaghetti's about here. So what I'm finding out is I found a schematics online finally on this S10 forum. I found out that this module has nothing to do with the coil. It drives the injectors. That's the injector drive module. So apparently the signal that comes for the distributor, or for the coil, the negative side of the coil, comes directly from the computer. So I'm tied in right now. I took some pins and I pushed the pins into the wire. They called this technique breakout back in the day, where you can I used to have cars come in that would only break down once in a while, and they didn't know what the heck to do, because they couldn't leave the car there a week and let me drive it until it broke down. So what I would do is I would hook in little testers here and there, and I would let the customer do their diagnostic. I wish I still had the board, but I scavenged all the LED bulbs out of it for a project. But I had a board with 6 bulbs on it, and then I used that telephone wire, and I would go to like the positive side of the coil, negative side of the coil, fuel pump wire, all of the things that could fail while the car was driving, but it would only do it when you came to a red light once in a while. It would stall. And the customer would come back and he would tell me, okay, I was trying to start it, but this light wasn't lighting up where it usually does. And I would go find out what that line. I would find out, oh, maybe you got a bad coil. We'd go in and check the HEI, because it had power to the coil, but it wasn't firing. Modules, whatever it was, or we find tracking inside or something. It's amazing how cars starting in when they started going with computer command control, that 3C, and Ford had EEF1, and it was tough, but they had what's called breakout box. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to turn the key on. Alright. So I tried this earlier and the car would not start, but I'm going to just see, hang on one second. Okay, so you can see there is power to the coil. So now I'm just hooking up back up to the negative side of the coil, and I'm going to crank it, and if it starts, this light should be blinking bright. If it's getting if the coil's getting grounded to fire, this light should shine bright. See how it's just blinking but not staying that bright? See how it blinked once and then didn't blink anymore? Seems like it should have started then, when it started to get kind of bright. But I'm not getting a good ground to the coil. So like I said, I've traced it on the schematic. It shows the negative side of the coil goes back here to the computer. So I got the computer taken loose. I found some schematics. Oh, look, little Lucky came to visit. She's wondering, she must have thought the truck was truck ain't running, Lucky. We ain't going for a ride. As soon as she hears an engine cranking, she comes running. She thinks we're going in the truck. So I can smell gas. So it's my opinion that this thing is squirting gas, but is not firing. So I'm going to look at that end of it and go from there. Let me just bring up my let me bring up the schematics I found. Hold on one sec. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this one computer screen to the other, but basically what's going on is this is the ALDL that I have in the truck, and for this model the computer tripwire is the bottom left and it's tan white stripe, and that's the wire that I cut. And I'll tell you guys, when I moved the wiring harness around, because the way the S10 was set up, the wiring harness did a full loop. It went out here, went across, and went back in over there. So there was like a full loop of wire that went around the dashboard, inside and out. I moved the bulk of that down through that tunnel and then under the seat. And I took the brown and white wire and I taped it up and put it somewhere, because I thought that I would just be able to just trigger it out here by grounding. That's all you got to do is ground it. And I don't know where the hell that wire went. So, shut that off. I got the battery charger on. It's cranking a little slow now. So, I'm going to take the computer down and get a look at the wiring and find out which one is which. I haven't found I'm still looking for a pin chart. This computer is so it's not a OBD2. It's OBD 1.5 apparently, which is a mid-year, partially through the changeover, and it's got 4 plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is, then it has a 5th plug that used to be for the ABS. I've eliminated the ABS. So, and I eliminated some other things that I didn't need, like purge canisters and stuff like that. But I got to find that tan white wire, so I'm going to be going through all of this and then seeing if I can get that damn computer to give me a code. Had to bring in Lucky. He was banging, pulling up against the garage door, all making all kinds of noise. You guys can see that. That was my first chop. Little Inu, the dog sitting on the back. In 1973, Mercury Capri had a 302. So there's the schematics. I took pictures of them and just saved them in the Coke truck. I save a lot of these old bitches, man. Trucks I built and sold. I don't know if I'll be able to get back to that again, where I can build a truck and actually sell it here in Rhode Island. Damn light in the back. Look at that light in the back. Let me turn this way. Those lights, those LED lights are bright. I love them. Hanlon told me, go buy LEDs, you dumbass. I said, okay, I'll buy them. I bought 4 of them, and it lights my whole garage up nice. Way better than the fluorescent. Thanks for the tip, Hanlon. Hope everything's good in the igloo. Out from Rest of Rhode Island, guys. Hope you're enjoying your day.